This is about as close to God as you're going to get. Got an ecosystem with creatures, plants, humans among the creatures. There's not a whole lot to explain beyond the pretty obvious points that reality is fairly limited to what we can see. I can see a cardinal. I know that cardinals exist. Different scientists tell us that these birds are remnants of dinosaurs. And people that have spent their entire lives, sometimes multiple generations, studying these things, I'm gonna take their word for it. It's gonna be really hard to convince me that there was some being that formulated this infinite number of possibilities, and this is the shit we ended up with. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a gorgeous bird. I'm not gonna get any closer, but I mean, come on. I think the hardest part is trying to explain how humans are not the pinnacle of this planet, man. Like, we don't even care. Generally speaking, I've got a pretty vested interest, but generally speaking, they think that this was a gift for us, the species, the human species. Yeah, this is a gift for us. It doesn't seem like it would be that hard to understand, to grasp this concept that, like, we just developed along similar paths of our cousins and the other creatures we use to survive. What's the difference? I watched a documentary about primates in Japan, great apes, etc. And the thing is, we have this similar brain, but chimpanzees, our closest cousin, they have a spot in their brain where our language is stored. That's where we keep our vocabulary and our ability to speak. What they have is this amazing memory where one chimpanzee has been able to outperform all the others, and he can see like a 0.6 second picture of like 30 numbers, and then without having anything on the screen, able to like retrace every single dot in order immediately. I mean, within seconds. Like, we're just not even capable of that. But they are. But we can speak and they can't. And I mean, it makes sense. It's a part of our memory, and we need to be able to recall them instantly. So it kind of makes sense it would develop like that. But it doesn't make us better. It just means that we can be lazier. The laziness is upsetting. Sometimes I'll watch, like, old frontier kind of things, like how long can you survive? And if that doesn't give you a pretty clear idea of what it means to actually work to survive, I mean, come the fuck on. Grow up. You can't even what? Make a bread? Come on. I know that we put a lot of pressure on people to do everything, and then, oh, you can't do it all. Well, that's because our work life is dedicated to helping people with more money than us be lazier than they should have to be to have the money they have. That's upsetting. But then they'll underpay the people doing the jobs to let them be lazy, and then they don't have time to do anything for themselves. They get burnt out, and here we go. So, I don't know. Let's find a point here. First video, what do I want to say? Pretty much, I'm not good at sugarcoating ideas unless I'm really, really considering your feelings to be fragile, and I'm very dependent on you being in a wonderful mood to keep my mood up. I mean, there are people in my life that are like that. But generally speaking, I want to find the best way to explain what I need to explain in a way that you can understand it, and it might inspire you to have some new ideas, maybe some comments or retorts. I'm pretty good at taking criticism, so you don't have to be a dick about it, but you don't have to be super sweet about it either. Let's not make it uncomfortable. I'm not sure what these birds are. These ones are new. They're kind of weird compared to the other birds that are around. But we're just going to try to find a way to incorporate a healthier way of thinking with, a more sensitive, I wouldn't say sensitive, more like environmentally aware way to, I don't know, just exist and let other people find what makes them happy too. We can all help each other find a little spot to be comfortable with ourselves. And I think the most important thing is figuring out which part of you want to explore. What is it that makes you happy about life in general? Because this is the only life we have. There's no after this. If you suffer long enough, you're going to go and have this wonderful... No, this is it. If you suffer here, you've suffered here. There's nothing that is going to make you feel better because you wasted all your time making other people comfortable being lazy. So let's find a way to work around that and let everybody have a chance to be lazy sometimes. We all need that sign of humanity. I feel like we deserve to be happy too. There's nothing that we have to devote our lives to that will justify giving it away when there's nothing after this. It's not your burden. Your burden is not to get to heaven. Your burden is to make the life around you better. My mom taught me, you always give something back better, in a better condition than when you borrowed it. And that's kind of like how we are here. We are borrowing this world in our short lives, and we have this little window to make a dent, to give yourself some kind of, I don't know, legacy, I guess. Something that other people will be like, yeah, this person really enjoyed this and they worked to make this better. Everybody deserves to have something that makes them feel like they were important. Because we are, even when we're super dumb or misunderstood or even those of us that don't know how to be good people. Everybody has a purpose, and we need to find a way that we can use our experience and talent and individual unique insight to let other people feel like they matter too, you know, for being such dicks. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of social anxiety now that I'm thinking about what I'm doing, so I'm gonna shut this shit off, and we'll see how the next one goes. I